You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcos, and I'm on location at the Los Angeles Theater Center for their presentation of Disney's Aladdin Dual Language Edition. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm with
Jose Cruz Gonzalez. I adapted the Aladdin dual language for Disney many years ago, and I'm here tonight seeing its this production opening night.
So, question: why did you decide to do that? Why did you decide to create this piece?
Well, I was hired by Disney to adapt it because of this really amazing teacher, high school teacher in Far, Texas, who has a great drama program there of young Latinos doing drama theater, and he had won an award, a teaching award from Disney, and pitched this idea of doing a dual language Aladdin. So they said, let's do it. So I was brought on to adapt it, taking the Aladdin piece, but then looking to see how we might use a second language in it. And so that's how that came to be. So I've not seen it since 2005 when we first premiered it there in Texas.
Well, I like the way it was done. First of all, again, the dual language didn't deter for it because I don't speak Spanish, but I actually understood everything that was going on.
That's great. Well, that was the intention, for an English-speaking audience to track it, a Spanish-speaking audience to track it, and then you have those audience members that actually understand both, and they would fully track all the things in it. But that was the goal.
In theater, there's a lot of things that just aren't possible that you can do in Disney. Like, you can't have elephants on stage. You can't have them flying through the clouds and all that. How did you manage to capture all this thing without taking those things into account?
Right. Well, it's really up to the director and the design team to try to solve those creative problems. And I think they did some really wonderful creative problem solving tonight to suggest, because it's all metaphor really on the stage. We can't compete with film where you can realistically, make that happen. Here you have to make it, suggestive. You have to try to plant the seed in the audience's mind, and then they're the ones who imagine it.
Well, I really enjoyed myself tonight. I'm not sure about how you felt about it, but I really enjoyed myself. I thought everyone's singing was actually very good. I mean, not a sour note amongst anyone. It was very professional quality acting. What do you think about everything?
Well, listen, I was really impressed with the talent tonight with Casa 0101 and their commitment to community, but also to giving opportunity to young professionals. These are people that we're going to see eventually on our stages in regional theaters, but they're starting here, and that's often really the most important place where they can continue to work their craft and people come to see them, and that is just invaluable to emerging artists.
So one last question. What do you think about the theme of, say, rich people and poor people, about Spanish and English mixing, even about, I guess a little bit about slavery too? I mean, did you intend to have those themes in there also?
That's a great question. I didn't intend that because, I was coming from a piece that had already been written. But I think, as, art, sometimes with the way things change in terms of our time and our era, they tend to resonate and make a connection for an audience. And given sort of where we're at right now politically, there's a lot of things that have been sort of mixed up. And this actually seems to resonate in really a lot of ways, which I, working on this in 2005 would have never imagined myself.
Once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. I thought you wrote a beautiful piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Daniel Sugimoto. I am half Japanese, and I was brought into the cast by Andrea Sumera, who was in Letters to Eve, which is a show that my other theater company puts on. But this company is a dual language-based company, and so it fit perfectly with that nice bridging of communities and bringing groups together. And Rigo Tejeda, who's the director, has done an amazing job at making sure that that's the key component to this show's value and why we think it's important right now.
And which character did you play?
Oh, I played Aladdin. I love his optimism. I think he does have a very American sense about him to where he's just never going to give up, and he tries to do what he needs to do, and he just goes with it, and he loves going with it. And that's what I relate to, is that you just kind of make life happen, and you just sort of see where it goes. And the best part about this show is that the one block for him is that he can't speak Spanish, so he can't really connect with the princess unless he wishes to be a prince, because the royal class can speak Spanish and the lower class can only speak one language, so I speak English. So it's nice to sort of educate the younger audiences that if you learn multiple languages, you can connect with some people that you may end up really, really cherishing and falling in love with.
I don't speak Spanish, but actually I understood the whole story. Maybe because I'm familiar with it, but actually a lot of acting is more than just words. A lot of communication is more than just words also.
That's a good point, yeah, and that's the one thing we talk about too, is Shakespeare sometimes works in the same vein, where it's like, I'm going to miss some of these words, or I'll miss some of the lines, but I still know the motives, I understand the way that the characters are feeling and what they want, and that's the best thing about sort of the direction of this, is that it's very clear, and the way it was written is that it's always translated and it's always motivated. There's always a reason why they're speaking two languages, and it's nice. I think it's played really, really well. I was, at first, when I heard about the show, I was like, oh, is that just going to be a way to just get Spanish into it? But they really made language and the language barrier one of the key components and one of the key kind of necessities to the show, to its cohesion. Yeah.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
You should definitely expect to see some amazing dancing. The dancing, the set design, all of the production that went into this, it just reminds you of why theater is important, because there are so many specific artists doing their greatest craft possible. I would say my favorite part is definitely the magic carpet, because what these guys built, and with the smoke effect and how high me and Jasmine are, it's really one of my favorite moments of the show, because I do actually feel there, you know, so it's not just like, you know, walking around in smoke. There's just a really cool effect that I think it's worth stopping on by, for sure.
One thing about Disney is sometimes some people say that it's hard to bring on, like, you know, carpet rides. It's hard to bring elephants. But again, I think you guys did really well with the dance, because whenever you had this big elaborate number, you had a big dance number, which kind of symbolized that.
Right. Yeah, and that's really what they wanted to embody. The energy and the vocals and the power, everything kind of made up, yeah, for not having elephants. And what the props that they built and all the costumes, I mean, that's what really sells the whole world, is that it's sold by, okay, an artist crafted that costume, or the amazing choreographer Tanya really, really relayed the idea of the whole dance. And then Andrea Samero, who is our dance captain, she kept everything tight, you know, because with big dance numbers like this, one thing goes off, it's hard to still keep that same magic. And that's the one thing that is so beautiful about Disney, is that they give you the music and the lines to really be able to go with it and do your own sort of spin on it.
So, once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Luis Fernandez Gil. I was born in Spain, and I moved to the United States in 2000, and I started acting in 2001 after 9/11. I thought, what a better way to enlighten the spirit than making people at least get entertained through acting. And then I moved to LA in 2003, and yeah, I've been a full-time actor since then.
And which character did you play?
I played Iago. To me, there's no show without Iago. I mean, there's no Jafar, basically, because behind the scenes, Iago is way smarter than Jafar. He's the one that finds the lamp in the first place. He's the one with the idea of marrying the princess and becoming a sultan. And because Jafar doesn't listen to Iago, that's why he ended up as a slave inside a lamp. So without Iago, I would say there wouldn't be any Aladdin, because the lamp wouldn't have ended up in the cave in the first place.
I really like the way you played it. You were actually fantastic tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. It took me a while to get used to the rollerblades. I mean, these aren't rollerblades, are heelys, and I had never done heeling before, and I got them actually in 10 days before the opening. And the very first day that I tried them on, I got so frustrated. I was crying. I thought, oh, I won't be able to do it. We have to come up with a different idea to make the Iago, to make him look like he's flying. But I spent literally 2 days. Like I went to a basketball court and I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be able to do it. I wish I could manage and be an expert with like the little kids that you see somewhere in the city, but at least I'm flying a little bit.
That's one thing I've always admired about actors. Sometimes they'll tell them, hey, you got to learn Spanish. I mean, within a month or two, you got to learn Spanish lines. Or you have to learn how to roller skate. And somehow actors just go in there and they just do it.
Yeah, it's persistence and faith. Yeah, and being driven and being passionate about what you're doing.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, they're going to laugh, they're going to cry. It's very emotional. There is one song that when we were doing rehearsals, it always gets me. It always puts me to tears. I don't want to say which one because the audience will experience that for themselves. But I think it's such an emotional trip that I wouldn't miss it.
I really enjoyed your performance. Even though I don't speak Spanish, I understood everything because you act more than just words. You communicate more than with just words. You know, with your voice tone, with your movement, with your excitement and all that. So I really managed to appreciate your acting, even though, again, it was in another language.
Thank you so much. That's the best compliment they've given me so far.
Thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Finley Polanese. I'm an actor, a writer, singer, performer. I've been a part of this Aladdin cast. This is our second run, and I'm really enjoying it. I play the genie. He's just a fun, exciting guy. He's thrilled to be out of this this lamp after so many years, and he loves granting wishes. He's playful. He's just a fun character. I really enjoy playing him.
Yeah, I really like the way he played him. Again, not too Robin Williams.
I'm a huge Robin Williams fan, and I think he is. He definitely is a legend, and there's no way I could do what he does. But there's no way to not be influenced by him at the same time. So I just tried to put my own spin on it, but still somehow try to pay homage to him.
I've always liked the genie character, and I like the way he portrayed him, because again, it kind of has a little to do with slavery, actually, when you think about it. You know, the times back then.
Yeah, and I have thought about that, especially being black, playing this kind of slave. He is a slave in a sense, and at the end he is freed, and that I think that was an important part of the journey of the genie, is that he doesn't remain a slave throughout the entire play.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see great performances, find moments where they're singing along, because they're songs that people grew up with. If they've watched if they've watched Aladdin in the past, the cartoon, and people will be pleasantly surprised that you don't have to speak Spanish to understand the musical. I myself am not a Spanish speaker. I learned a lot of my lines in Spanish, but it's very, very easy to follow along, because the way it was written, they balance it out perfectly so that anyone can enjoy it. And it's something that children, adults, everyone will find something to appreciate.
Once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Jessie Maldonado. I'm playing Jasmine. Well, I was born in San Diego, California, but I moved to Mexico when I was 6 years old, and I grew up in Mexico. And I moved back about 5 years ago, and ever since then I've been acting here in Los Angeles in TV and film and all sorts of stuff. I played Jasmine. I think she's a princess that's a little ahead of her time. When Disney wrote her, she's a rebel, and she's strong-willed, and she knows what she wants, and she believes in love. So she's not really waiting for somebody to rescue her or anyone. and she really wants to find love and have it be her way, which I think is wonderful.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself tonight. First of all, I must compliment everyone on this singing. Everyone's singing was actually wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. We worked on it.
Also enjoyed the story because, in a sense, this is not like the Disney one, because the Disney one, there's this grand scenery. It's like flying through the sky. It's like illusions everywhere. You can't do that in theater, but I enjoyed the way you guys put the story together. It was actually very touching.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we wanted to focus on the message of love. We can't do everything they do in animation, which is incredible, but we thought we could bring the flavor of like all these different cultures coming together.
Once again, I also like the multi-language thing, because that is very unique to this thing. I think it will enlarge your audience and a lot more people will enjoy it.
I think so too, and I think it makes it more relevant as well. I think it's a message that needs to be told right now, that we can all have different languages or different looks or different color of our skin, and we can also communicate and be one.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos, and I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Omar Mata as Jafar. I grew up right here in East LA and Boyle Heights. I went to Evergreen Elementary here, Bellwood Junior High, Roosevelt High School. Traditionally just started doing music, mariachi in particular. It's a passion of mine. It's part of my culture. It's part of my upbringing. It's not just the best food that we have, but it's the music that's really enriching. But with that, you know, when you introduce this musically impacted music on stage, and then when you enjoy something with other actors as a beautiful play like Disney Aladdin, with other people that grew up in this, you know, kind of like in the same way as you did. Different paths, but with the same type of traditions. To share the stage in this beautiful story is just amazing to really do.
And which character did you play again?
Jafar, the evil villain. You know what? He's just a cool guy. I mean, me personally, I have to love the character. Yeah, I have to love him because it's something that I think it's going to be better for me to introduce to the people, to really get inside of them personally. And you know, I would love a beautiful comment from someone to say, I hate Jafar. That's perfect. You know, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And I've had comments where like, you did a great performance of him, I loved him. And so it's just a different take. But me personally, I love my character. I think he's great as far as just controlling his world, because I think that's something that we all want to do. We want to control who we are, we want to do what we want, and at the end be happy.
I really like the way you played it. I mean, it was more subtle. It was more subtle, but again, you still brought in the evil to it. But again, you brought him in as a real human being, really three-dimensional.
Thank you very much. I think it comes into a lot of that, because I think there has to be some type of empathy there. There really is, and when you can show that with a character, because I mean, yeah, he's a villain. He's definitely a villain. But we are not, you know, we're not all raised that way, you know. So at one point he did have a soft side. He was, to me, I think he just got bullied as a kid, as most of us. And, you know, he became what he became. Not his fault, but it's just the way it was, and he had no other choice. But at the end, I think it's just something that we all at one point want to be. You know, I love being this bad guy. I mean, who doesn't want to be the bad guy, right, at one point? But yeah, I really truly love the whole aspect of who he is, and I really, you know, I have to show that there is two different sides. You know, we weren't born to be bad, you know, and so I try to really convey that into a lot of the storyline, to have that type of empathy.
I really like the way you did the multilingual thing also, because, and again, it didn't deter from the story. Even though I don't speak Spanish, I actually really did get the whole story.
You know what? Yes, I'm so happy that you can say that, because I say it. I always say, you know, if you only speak Spanish, you're going to understand it. If you only speak English, you will understand it. And I'm glad that you can actually confirm that, because it's exactly that. It was so detailed. The script was deep. It was made in a detailed manner where it can convey this attraction into both worlds, and still be able to explain and be able to tell this beautiful story or how in its original manner, how it was as in the cartoon. 20-30 years ago, I believe. And I saw the cartoon. I had to do research, and I forgot how much I really love the cartoon. And it goes by in the same story. It keeps the same storyline with a few adaptations, and I really love the way it just brings everything together. And to be able to do that with a multicultural cast, it really is, from the crew to the actors to everyone. It's a multicultural clash that really we all came in and we served this beautiful bowl of menudo. in this beautiful English bowl, so I'm really happy and I'm really proud of all of them to be able to tell this story like this.
Once again, I really loved your performance. I love the performance in general. I loved everyone singing. I think the acting was fantastic, and I actually think the dancing was very good also. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. And I also want to give a shout out to our director, Rigo, who did an amazing job. I mean, he had to really just put everything together. Our director, Rigo, was definitely the glue to put all these beautiful accolades and mentalities and ideas all together to be able to mesh this way. So I really want to just thank Rigo for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Sebastian Sauce. I was born and raised in Inglewood, and I eventually moved out to Boyle Heights, where I'm currently starring in Aladdin as Abu. Ironically enough, he's sort of the straight man in this company. He acts as both sort of the conscious as well as the translator for Aladdin, and he just basically helps out in whoever he needs, and he's a very selfless, very kind, but also he can tell it like it is.
This was done multilingually in multi-languages. What's your take on that?
I believe it's beautiful, especially with the climate of today, where he seems to develop this weird anti-immigrant sentiment, and I believe it is important. I mean, the basis of the story is about a language barrier, but told through the form of Aladdin, and what better way to talk about a language barrier with a mainstream Disney movie?
Yeah, I was impressed by, again, the story, because not only did it talk about rich and poor, obviously Aladdin being poor, it also talked about multi-languages, it also talked a hint to slavery, too, which, again, right now we're doing sensitive times. We're going through very sensitive political times, so it was very interesting how it was chosen at this particular time.
Yeah, I believe it is important to discuss topics like this. I mean, Disney has always been known for tackling serious issues and told through forms of very happy characters, but it always leaves an impression on you regarding the message it's trying to convey to its audience. And I believe it is important to go out and tell their story, and especially for those who don't have a voice, which is why it's important to have this bilingual production for all to hear, especially in a very Latino-centric neighborhood.
Once again, I really enjoyed your performance. I thought you guys were fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
Hello, I'm Jessie Maldonado. Nice to see you again. I've seen you. We met each other last year in Eastside Heartbeats. Good to see you again. Thank you for supporting this wonderful theater. Jessie Maldonado. I'm a dancer, actor, singer, born and raised here in Los Angeles. You may have seen me on a sitcom called Up All Night on NBC for about a year. The Office, Gangster Squad, or my stage off of maybe Sesame Street Live, the Keegan I Tour. Jessie Maldonado, go hire me at facebook.com. I'm one of the lead dancers of this show, as well as Prince Abubulari, as well as the baker, as well as one of Jafar's guards.
I have to compliment you. You were fantastic, man. I thought you were wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you really stood out in the sense of the ensemble. You added a lot of life to it, but you didn't stand out so much that you actually, distract us from everyone else. So it was a very delicate balancing act you did, but you were very, very professional.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me as an actor that's not a lead in a scene or in a show. I feel that I need to be giving what I would give in real life, but not be me at all. So it's a fine balance. It's sometimes a juggling act that we don't get until Tech Week, and I figure it out. And for you to give me that compliment, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
I have to compliment you and everyone else on the singing. I thought everyone you guys sang together individually as solos and even in ensembles. It was actually quite wonderful, the musicality.
Well, we can always thank Caroline for her amazing work for that. She gave us all the work we needed. One of the most professional music directors that I've ever worked with, and most supporting, as well as our director Rigo and our stage manager Jerry. We had a very good parental advisories from our directors. Thank you so much.
Okay. Once again, I really loved you. I thought you were fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. It was good seeing you again, and thank you for. I love the station here. That's the only station I live and listen with, because it gives me all the knowledge and all the truth that we need, especially in today, 2017. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again for being on the show.
Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcos. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
My name is Rigoberto Tejeda. I am the director of the show, Aladdin, the dual language edition version.
First of all, again, I love the way you concentrate on the story, opposed to, like trying to imitate Disney with elephants, with the flying carpets, with a lot of elaborate scenery. But I like the simple story of the way you handle it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So basically, what do you look for in your casting?
When we do the casting, what I look for is a lot of passion, and I really want to work with people that I could see growth in them. They don't need to come in with an elaborate bio or experience. I just want to see love and passion for the art, and we will both create this magic.
What do you like? What really draws you to the story of Aladdin? I mean, why did you choose this?
Actually, I worked at Disneyland from 1995 to about 2002, and they opened up Aladdin at Disney's California Adventure. And when I first saw the show, I was just in love with it. And I said, one day I'm going to direct this show. I just didn't know that it was going to be the dual language edition version of it. So, the fact that it is dual language edition attracted me to the show. And like I said, it's like a dream come true. It's something that I've always wanted to do.
Once again, I really like the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Disney's Aladdin, dual language edition, will be playing at the Los Angeles Theater Center from September 8th to the 17th. For more information, go to www.thelatc.org.